been life-changing being part of this amazing platform. I must say, reading is very intriguing, much like dreaming with open eyes. OVLC is a fast-growing platform with more than 30 segments and activities for its 20,000 members. One of the primary segments being our free multi-located books borrowing library, hosting over 17K books in multiple languages all over the length and breadth of Oman. We also provide over more than 50 plus access points, so you can borrow from our collection wherever you are. You can also share your own books with fellow book lovers as well through our secure and structured system monitored and managed by a robust team of volunteers. Our goal is simple: to cultivate reading into people's minds from all age spans and create a one-stop shop for all things books. From cafes to training centers to malls and hospitals to author meets, live chats, discussions, recommendations, book uploads, physical meets, and much, much more. The journey has been amazing, and we are sure it will continue to be. At 3 years old, OBLC has 50K plus reach through its various channels and activities for all ages and all reading interest groups, connecting the reading and literary community at large. OBLC is the community partner for EduTech Award 2024. We are delighted to be hosting this panel discussion today. Today, the panel will be talking about enhancing literacy through AI, how technology can transform reading experiences. I take the opportunity to now introduce the panelists for the day. Our first guest today is Mrs. Zoe Woolley, Executive Principal at Knowledge Gate International School. Mrs. Woolley is the Executive Principal of Knowledge Gate International School, having extensive understanding of the importance of impactful education and bringing with her many years of experience in the region. Mrs. Woolley is well placed to discuss the value of reading. The advances in AI in recent years has opened a new chapter in student engagement, and she will be discussing the possibilities that brings. During her career, Mrs. Woolley has taught across a range of schools and understands the versatility required in this modern era. Her contextual conversation will draw upon her leadership experiences in Jeddah, Dubai, and the UK. Can I please invite Mrs. Woolley to the stage? Our second panelist today is Dr. Fatin Al-Zanjani, Head Learning and Development at Bank Dhofar. Dr. Fatin has a background in banking along with academics. She was the acting assistant dean for academic sport and student affairs at College of Banking and Financial Studies, CBFS. Her international education and her PhD in Islamic finance, along with her various training-related certifications, such as Certified Training Professional (CTP), Creative Train the Trainer, NLP for Traders, positions her as a highly acclaimed professional. Not to forget that she is an avid reader herself and an advocate of reading too. With several papers published and being a learning and development professional, she is an academician in her own right, and her inputs on today's subject will add an insightful perspective. May I please invite Dr. Fatin to the stage. Last but not the least, the lady behind it all, Mrs. Anisha Mansur, the founder of Oman Book Lovers Club. Mrs. Anisha has been a headhunter and networking enthusiast of all the years nearly past 2 decades. She moved to Oman in December of 2020 post-COVID. Her professional background being in the corporate space, she has been an executive search professional, leading large multicultural, multi-located teams, heading global talent acquisition functions and hiring leadership talent. Following her passion for connecting people and also a long-lost love, read obsession, for books, she felt a void after arriving in Oman. And one thing led to another, ending up with the creation of Oman Book Lovers Club, an initiative that occupies her completely. OBLC has been her identity in Oman, rather than her HR professional, and she has built a robust community and a very strong professional network through it. She herself loves to read a diverse variety of genres and strongly advocates the same to everyone. as against sticking to popular or any one kind of books. She is also an avid promoter of reading beyond academic books. Mrs. Anisha Bansal has led several panel discussions, both online and at major events like this one. She also regularly hosts at OBLC's social media platforms a regular feature of live chats with authors, bringing popular best-selling authors to their readers as well as promoting local talent in Oman. Now, further ado, it would be my pleasure to invite on stage Mrs. Anisha Bansal. Over to you, Mrs. Anisha.
Thank you so much, Vaisha, for the lovely introduction. Is it audible? It's fine. All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Fateh and Mrs. Woolley, to give us your time today to join the panel discussion. We've discussed the topic. She's introduced the topic to us. We're talking today about enhancing literacy through AI, how technology can transform reading and learning experiences. This is a pertinent topic. Everybody's talking about AI lately. It's entered all dimensions of our lives. So we thought that why not connect that with the event's theme. So I would like to invite both of you to share your initial thoughts on the subject. Why don't you go first, Zoe?
Hello, thank you. Um, AI is inevitable now, and as an educator and looking to prepare children for their experiences beyond school, what we have to do is embrace what's coming our way. Look for ways that we can use AI to enhance reading, engage the learner, and make books accessible for all.
Certainly, I agree with Zoe on AI. It came as a revolutionary step for readers to digest reading further. In the past, when you pick up a book, you may not have an comprehension to the content that it has. So AI has this way of allowing you to have a flavor of the book before you pick it up. And I think these are one of the important aspects before you are selecting the book. They say don't judge a book by its cover. AI actually allows you to get that flavor and digest the content a little bit more further. So I believe it's really has revolutionized the way we do reading, and plus that it is adjustable to the age of the learner. And I think that Zoe probably can mention in the point of discussion on how it affects the younger learners and the other practices in education as well.
To start with today's discussion, I would like Zoe to invite you to talk about how AI applications such as personalized reading recommendations can help readers discover new books based on their preferences. That's for the non-academic reading. And also, let's discuss about how text-to-speech technologies, as one example, and their role in making literature more accessible. It helps to engage more diverse audiences, both from educational and non-educational point of view. I would like to hear from you.
Yeah, absolutely. So when we look at choosing reading books for our youngest readers, initially we want them to be able to love reading, to capture their imagination. And AI allows us to do just that. It brings books to life, but also what it does is it allows us to adapt the books in order to really draw in the reader and allow them to experience what's happening in the book. When we look at language development, when we look at the way in which we develop reading, we develop phonics, we develop language acquisition, again, using artificial intelligence around a young reader allows us then to tailor books in order that the children can have very personalised learning experiences. For me, it's all about teaching in order that our children are learning and our children progress. And this is just one of the many tools that we can use around that. So drawing the reader into that experience is so important.
Thank you so much. Dr. Fatin, let's talk about adaptive learning platforms. Let's examine how AI, according to you, can create customized reading plans that adapt to individual learning speeds and styles, fostering improved literary skills. And I'm drawing this upon your profession as head of L&D. So how do you think this can integrate into your field?
Certainly. In fact, to be honest with you, I am a doctor myself, PhD. And when I was doing a reading on AI and its influence and how you can adapt it to your personalized choice of topics, I felt, oh my God, I wish if I had these tools before. It just makes research easier. Now, let me just give you an example what we researchers do. In fact, we have something called articles on systematic literature review. Systematic literature review means you actually view all the research on one particular topic and mentioning, the authors that went into a deep dive on the topic itself. So instead of having one systematic literature review article in which you are studying everyone who has studied the topic, AI actually makes it easy for you to eliminate the articles that are not relevant for you in the inclusion of these articles. And plus, it's just a beautiful space of time that you have instead of going deep dive. Like what my professor said to me all the time, if you are reading an article, don't read it all because there are methodologies. So he mentions read the abstract and the conclusion. Well, AI actually provides you a way into finding data, finding the questions. You can actually write the questions for you to find the relevant topics that you would like to bring it upon in the paper that you're writing on. So it's just the amazing potential of AI and what you can use in it. Of course, let me just mention some of the platforms. Of course, everybody knows ChatGPT, and I can see the smile on the youngsters. Yes, you're using it. Let us just be a fact. In fact, before coming here, I was in an AI summit last Thursday, in which someone of the panelists mentioned that AI tools for higher education is illegal. Well, we know very much that everybody's using it in higher education. We have to be careful on that. I'm sure that will be your next question. And we have Google Gemini, we have Cloud, and Microsoft Copilot or Coach. It's called the Coach Reader. So there are different adaptive learning AI tools that can help the reader to get more into the topic. I myself I'm an avid reader, but I do, for my role, when you mentioned head of learning and development, would like to study one topic in particular, not all topics. So it really saves me a lot of time searching on the topic, and I have to admit that I have requested part of my budget for next year an open AI source for me to develop content for my own bank. It's a dynamic industry. We have to be updated, and reading is the only way that you can, develop all the content that you would like, the content that makes sense. So for that, I believe, it's really transformative, and I think that will be more applications used in that regard.
Very wonderful, thank you. So, I would like to address this to both of you about augmented reality and interactive storytelling. So, how do you think AI driven AR can create immersive reading experiences as well as learning experiences, bringing stories to life and enhancing comprehension and engagement? Um, would you like to go first?
So I think one of the formats that we see a lot is fiction. We see a lot of fiction, particularly headsets now. I think we see a lot of the use of that in schools. But if we go beyond that and we look at academic content that we can use VR and we can use AI headsets for to allow the reader to actually step inside a textbook. We've started exploring that at school, and we've opened that whole door into a world beyond the page. And if you think of some of the things that you've studied at school, history, biology, chemistry, to actually experience that, to almost feel as though you are touching that, and allow the AI to direct you through the pathways in the book, chapter on chapter, guiding you as to where to be led, where to open next, where to explore, where to investigate. It's a world that I think, I dreamt about when I was at school, bringing learning to life. So our learning now is so much more interactive. It is engaging for the learner, but it also sparks that interest, sparks that inspiration and aspiration for future discovery. And I think that's so exciting for our young people who are at school today.
So nice, yeah. Dr. Pati, what would you like to add?
In fact, I was discussing with Zoe on this previously. I am someone who wanted to start a book tech initiative, which is based on augmented reality, in which you can meet the authors of books. The only thing that I'm concerned about on the augmented reality usage is the imagination part. So just imagine if we use augmented reality on children. I mean, every child is unique and they have this creative thinking process. To me, if I introduce augmented reality at that point of age, this means I'm standardizing creativity. So to me, I think technology has its limitation to age. And augmented reality is a beautiful tool. I believe in it. The first time when I was in this world, I was wowed. I mean, different dimension altogether. It can be live. You can actually meet the person. As me and you are speaking, we can be in augmented reality. You are in India, or Zoe will be in England, and we'll have this seating. So the possibilities are amazing. But then my concern are on the children. I think standardization is something we have to be wary of. It works when you have a framework and it's like a model and it's working smoothly. It's kind of fix it. But with children specifically, I feel it's limitless the way they are thinking.
Yeah. I think I would just like to add to your point how you compare a book to a movie. While reading a book, when your point about little children, when we are reading, we're building the story and the pictures in our own mind. But when you make it in a movie, our creativity and our imagination goes for a toss. It's just standardized. So yeah, interesting point. Now, continuing to what you mentioned about the hello, yeah, and the limitations. The most critical topic that hello, yeah, everybody has been talking about is the ethical considerations around AI. Uh, concerns about concerns about data privacy, algorithmic bias, and the importance of maintaining human connection in reading and learning practices. And also the points we talked about before, whether AI is suitable to be used by students. Are we making ourselves lazy, or are we making ourselves smarter by letting AI do half the job, and so that you can take yourself another notch higher in whatever you're trying to achieve? So yeah, all of this, the gray area that we all are right now in.
Okay. So I think with anything that's new, there is always a side of caution that we must exercise. But what we do need to do is ground our young people in what's safe use of anything of the unknown, and particular AI, and also guide them in a code around that. That is very, very important. In terms of accessibility, I think we are now turning a corner which allows our curriculum to become accessible to all. It allows us to explore a world and aspects of education that before were very closed. And I think that's important. It is incredibly important that for our young children, they know the world in which they are going to be leaving school and entering. And as educators, as always, it's for us to educate them, to ground children, and to allow them to understand why there are things, safety and codes of conduct around what we do. But I think as members of staff, our duty of care is to allow our young people to explore what's happening, and just embrace the future.
Yes, so wonderful question, of course. I agree on the part of accessibility to learning. I actually understood that when I was doing my education, that how hard is accessing, e-books and open sources, and sometimes you have to go to different types of ways to get, the material that is relevant to your content creation or research or what brings it together. At the end of the day, AI is based on data. And we have several data scientists that build up, the automation process of how we are, comprehending the end product itself. So in that context, there is a lot of applications that request for you, that request permission from you to use, a couple of information. So whenever we are pressing on that button, we are volunteering the data that is yours. And these algorithms basically target your preferences, the things you like, the things you don't like. Sometimes it's good because I can see, and I'm sure that Anisha, once you read something and you write something, it completes the sentence. It's like somebody has read your mind. And when that happens, it's really nice because it saves you the time. But then it's data that you have volunteered. So somehow you will see that some of the books that you read, there are similarities recommended for you. And yeah, you like it. But then it can work against you sometimes because it makes you an overspender. Like you will buy all those books. Or somehow it can be misused. So that is a word of caution. Maybe before we just go and press the allow button. These algorithms are designed to target us specifically when they are bought by corporate companies. They have an interest on that. We just have to be wary of these, applications when we download them, install them, and use them. And yeah, I'm sure with a couple of applications that are kind of security oriented, we can apply it. But for children specifically, I do think that the AI is suitable for age consideration. It should be age consideration for that because they are susceptible and exposed to different content and material and may not be suitable at that particular age.
I think the bottom line is that we use the technology to our advantage rather being driven by the technology, I feel. We balance it out, we are careful, we understand the usage and then take care of where we are volunteering our data. I think that's the bottom line. So our last question for today is directed to you, Zoe, first. Engaging the next generation. Exploring what would your strategies be for integrating AI tools in classrooms to promote a love for reading among students, particularly in underserved communities? And Dr. Fatin, I'd also like to get your views on this from the L&D perspective at the corporate level, maybe the freshers who are joining the community. So yeah, let's hear from you for classroom first.
Well, if we take it sort of straight back to what we're talking our topic this afternoon is are we transforming reading? And yes, we are. We are transforming reading. We're transforming reading throughout the schools. Um, every age range, every grade, we are transforming reading. Are we enhancing what we do with books? Are we engaging more readers? Yes, we are. And I think from the very early readers, if we get our young people used to allowing some of their experience to be shared and used along with the parents, getting parents on board, allowing our parents to understand some of the new strategies that we use in classrooms, even the way that we test our children now, how we assess our children. The tests are adaptive. It's not just one test fits all nowadays. Tests adapt as you move through the reading scale, and we need to be embracing that. We need to be collaborating. Sorry, I couldn't get my words in. Collaborating with our parents in order that we can enhance what we're doing and we can transform reading for the better. And create lifelong readers. I think that's what the three of us, we've experienced being lifelong readers. We know how important it is. We know what joy it gives us. And if we can do that in the classroom and set that little spark alight for the future, then we've done a good job in schools.
Absolutely, I believe that AI is coming to stay, and we're using it as we speak. Even probably we don't realize how much we are using it. For me, I think I look at it this way. We have the children, and usually AI tools are used in classes, but by the teacher, the coach. I would say the coach. So they get the questions from the children and probably place it in an AI tool and get some answers in which they can monitor the way of learning process. And for adult learners, usually they are themselves are the users of these IT tools. So it helps them with pre-reading, with research. It helps them with fine-tuning the information that they present to the tutors. I myself, as I mentioned, opted to buy an OpenAI source for myself because we do a lot of content development. I myself can't work without reading. It's just that for you, you need to be updated all the time. So I believe there will be more usage from these tools, and I will see a lot of updations on them as well because the world is ever changing and dynamic, and I feel that there is yet to see on how we can integrate it further. Probably one platform that the all IT tools, that simplicity that we have in technology can be capitalized further in a one kind of stop shop in which you see the AI tools, and maybe one day we'll find that I read the application in which it makes it easier for you to have all the open accesses or search engines over there, and you're just looking at it and voila.
Good idea for somebody who
I'm
wants
just
to
thinking
sing.
big. I'm just thinking big. But the sky is the limit. I believe there's a lot of things to be done in here, and I am looking forward for it.
Thank you so much for both your inputs. Any closing comments from both of you? Anything that you would like to say as summary?
I think for me, books have been a huge influence on my life, and anything that we can do to bring to allow books to be far-reaching in their readership, then it's worth looking at, and it's worth
Just between having the physical books, the read, the feel. Suddenly, I saw myself doing my PhD with hundreds of articles, and all of them are digital articles, and I can't work without digital libraries. And then I do have the Kindle as well, and it's very helpful because accessibility is very important. Not all the books are available in Oman, so you have to download, and plus the price tag. Just so while we are going in this journey, how the reading is becoming simple, accessible, easy. It's beautiful to have that accessibility. So let us use it with the caution, because books are beautiful. They shape your thinking. As I said, that AI tools has been mentioned in a summit only this Thursday, that their usage at the moment in higher education is considered to be illegal. So where is the illegal thing about reading books? So we must dig deep and understand the limitations as well.
Thank you so much, both of you. I don't think I'll need to add anything to the closing comments. You both have summarized it beautifully. It's been a pleasure talking to both of you on this subject, and we look forward to having more of your participation in upcoming events. And thank you so much to the team at Track and Alnimer Events for having us host this panel discussion. And thank you all listening to us here. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Good day.